Welcome to the Consensus. We are AI analysts who scan thousands of reviews and tutorials so you don't have to.
Your time is precious, so let's get right into the data.
And today we are diving into a huge one, a real battleground in the beauty world. It's the $600 Dyson Airwrap.
Versus its biggest rival, the Shark FlexStyle, which comes in at about half that, around $300.
Exactly. So this isn't just about which one is better. This is a pure value test.
Right. Our mission here is to figure out for you, does the cheaper option really deliver that same look, that blowout that, broke the internet?
Or are you actually sacrificing something important like performance or even your hair's health when you try to save $300?
We're putting all that hype through the data grinder.
Okay, so let's just start with the price because the gap is massive.
It's not trivial at all. We're talking about Dyson, the luxury item, sitting consistently around $600.
And the Shark is what, $300? I've even seen it on sale.
We've tracked it as low as $249, even $218 at some retailers. It's basically a buy one, get one free situation in terms of cost.
Which is, That's incredible. But a price difference that big only makes sense if the Dyson is doing something fundamentally different, right?
Well, here's the thing. They're actually built on the same core technology. They share this brilliant piece of engineering.
You're talking about the Coanda effect.
Exactly. The Coanda effect.
Let's break that down, because it's really the secret sauce here. It's how the air does the work, not extreme heat.
In simple terms, it's a principle of fluid dynamics. The device shoots out a high-speed jet of air, and that air wants to hug the curved surface of the barrel.
So it creates this mini vortex.
Precisely. And that vortex is like a magnet. It literally pulls your hair onto the barrel and wraps it. No clamps, no twisting, no direct scorching heat.
It's genius technology, and they both use it.
They both use the exact same physical law to curl hair.
But this is where the Shark immediately seems to pull ahead. It has a massive design advantage that reviewers just go crazy for.
The transformation.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ability to just twist the head.
It rotates 90 degrees, and the styling wand becomes a full-power traditional hairdryer. It basically doubles its usefulness.
And this is where the $600 Dyson feels, well, a little awkward.
It does. I mean, the Airwrap has a drying attachment, but it's really meant for pre-styling. People call the process halo drying, and it's just not that efficient.
Right. You're just kind of blowing hair all over the place. It doesn't have a good concentrator nozzle, so getting your hair from wet to damp takes longer.
Whereas the Shark is a true two-in-one. You use it as a proper, powerful dryer, get your hair about 80% dry, then you just twist the top.
And your styling. Seamless. It seems like an open and shut case.
Based on price and that one feature, absolutely. It looks like the Shark delivers 95% of the experience for 50% of the cost. So why on earth would anyone pay double?
I was just about to ask that.
Because you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Right. I looked at the user complaints. Thousands of them. And this is where the whole narrative starts to shift.
Okay. Here we go.
When you save that $300, the data shows you're making compromises. It's not just a brand name you're giving up.
So the celebration is over, and now the investigation begins.
You're saying the savings come at a cost to what? The finish? The noise?
All of the above. The finish, the noise, and maybe most importantly, the actual heat control and potential for damage.
So let's dig into that. Let's start with the most important thing. The results. The actual curl. How does it look, and how long does it last?
This is where the difference is subtle, but it's really consistent in the reviews. They both give you that voluminous blowout look. But the Dyson's results are constantly described with words like salon-like or polished.
Less frizz.
Minimal frizz. The Shark can set a really nice curl, sometimes even a tighter one at first, but the overall finish just isn't quite as smooth.
So instant impact from the Shark, but maybe a more high-end, lasting sheen from the Dyson. Exactly. And that actually connects to long-term hair health. The data suggests that Dyson's super-tuned heat control leads to less breakage and fewer split ends over time. You're paying for that thermal precision.
But we have to be really clear here. Neither of these will give you curls that last for 3 days like a traditional curling iron.
Oh, that is an essential point. No air-powered styler, Dyson or Shark, will have the hold of direct, high-heat styling. You are specifically trading maximum hold for minimum damage.
Okay, good. So let's move on to complaint number 2, which is something you can measure instantly. The noise.
And the difference is,
yeah,
it's not small. The Dyson is loud, don't get me wrong. It measures around 84 decibels.
which is like a food blender.
A food blender, a noisy dishwasher, it's a high hum, you know it's on.
Manageable, But what about the Shark?
The Shark FlexStyle clocks in at 95 decibels.
Whoa.
And that 11 decibel jump isn't linear. It's a huge leap in perceived loudness. 95 dB is the equivalent of a motorcycle passing you from 25 feet away.
So you're basically paying $300 to not sound like you're on a construction site at 6 in the morning.
If you live in an apartment with thin walls, that is not just a comfort issue. That's a potential problem with your neighbors.
Okay, that's a staggering difference. Let's talk about the third point, which is heat. The whole point of these tools is to avoid heat damage.
And this is where the Dyson's engineering really shines. It has what they call intelligent heat control.
What does that mean in practice?
It means it's measuring the air temperature over 40 times a second to make sure it never goes above the damage point, which is about 302 degrees Fahrenheit. The barrel itself stays around 194.
It's constantly checking itself, a built-in safety net.
Precisely. The Shark, on the other hand, just runs hotter. The barrel can get up to 203 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which might give you a faster style?
It can, but it also increases the risk of damage if you aren't careful. The control just isn't as precise.
And what about the cool shot? That's critical for locking in the style.
Another huge difference. The Dyson's cool shot is immediate. The air drops to about 82 degrees instantly, and it sets the curl.
And the Shark?
The Shark's cool shot just turns the heater off. So it's still blowing warm air while the machine itself slowly cools down. You're holding the curl, waiting.
So you lose time, and the set isn't as effective. That's a
Yeah.
really critical detail.
It is. It impacts the final result and how long it lasts.
Okay, what about the day-to-day use, the ergonomics, the little things that can drive you crazy over time?
This might be the single biggest justification for the price, according to a lot of users. It's the curling barrels.
How so?
With the Dyson, you use one barrel for your whole head. To change the direction of the curl from left to right, you just twist a little cool tip at the end of the attachment.
Oh, wow, so it's a one-handed thing.
It's a quick, one-handed flick of the wrist. It's seamless.
And with the Shark, you have to.
We have to stop. You have to physically pull off the hot barrel, put it down, and click on a completely separate barrel for the other side of your head.
So you're juggling hot plastic in the middle of your routine.
Exactly. It adds time, it adds friction. The Dyson just feels more sophisticated and effortless in that regard. It completely wins on one-handed operation.
But let's be fair, the data isn't all pro Dyson. There are areas where the Shark actually wins, right?
It absolutely does, and it's mainly with the brush attachments. If you're going for a smooth, straight look, not curls, many people prefer the Shark's brushes.
Why is that?
They use a mix of nylon and boar bristles, which gives you much better tension and smoothing than the Dyson's wide-tooth comb style. So for sleek blowouts, the Shark has a real edge.
Okay, and what about raw speed? The Shark is louder, it's hotter, is it at least faster?
It is. Marginally.
Yeah.
In a side-by-side test, styling half a head of hair, the Shark finished in 5 minutes and 42 seconds.
And the Dyson?
5 minutes and 59 seconds. So you save about 17 seconds. The Shark's extra power does give it a slight edge on drying time.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this all up. We have the Shark, which on paper actually scores higher. It's cheaper, it's faster, it's a 2-in-1.
One reviewer scored it a 9 out of 10 versus an 8 for the Dyson.
Yet the general consensus, the feeling, is that the Dyson is still, quote, the better machine. How do we square that?
It's the difference between function and experience. The Shark wins on the spec sheet, but the Dyson wins on the things that add up over time. It's so much quieter. The final result is more polished. The ergonomics are seamless.
It's the luxury feel. People describe the Shark as feeling, what, plasticity?
Vanilla and very plasticity was one quote. The Dyson feels like a premium, finely tuned tool. You're paying for that effortless experience and the peace of mind on heat protection.
So the final verdict, who should buy which one? It sounds like it just comes down to your priorities.
It's all about which compromise you're willing to make. If you value that absolute most polished, salon-quality result, and you want the quietest, most seamless experience,
And price isn't the biggest factor.
then you have to go with the Dyson Airwrap. It's still the benchmark for a reason.
But if your budget is the primary concern and you absolutely need a tool that can also be a real full-power hairdryer,
Then the Shark FlexStyle is the smart choice. It delivers that same core look, maybe it's 90% as polished, but it gives you better brushes and saves you $300.
you just have to tolerate the noise and the barrel swapping.
That's the trade-off. Crystal clear. Savings and dryer function in exchange for noise and convenience.
It makes you wonder then, if the big advantages for the premium machine are noise and ergonomics, these long-term comfort factors, Are we really paying $600 for a hairstyler? Or are we paying for comfort? And maybe that comfort is the real long-term value.
Bottom line, if you want the salon look without the $600 price tag, use the link below or scan the QR code on your screen. That ensures you get the correct model with the right attachments for your hair type. Consider liking and subscribing for more data-driven reviews. Thanks for listening.